All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have undefeated Indiana. I believe they're ranked number 8 in the AP, number 13 in the resume ranking. And they are going up against Michigan, a 5-4 team. This is a preview and prediction video. Here we go. We're going to start with Indiana's offense versus Michigan's defense, vice versa, and then a prediction. Indiana's offense is legitimate. They are getting 47 points per game, which leads the nation right at this moment. 476 yards per game, 284 of which are passing yards per game, and 192 rushing yards. So they are balanced, and it all starts with Curtis Rourke, their quarterback. He is a senior, and he has 245 passing yards per game on 154 completions out of 210 attempts. So right around 75%, I think 76% passing. He has 19 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, and he's only been sacked 6 times. This guy has all kinds of weapons around him as well. Kirk Cignetti knows what he is doing there at Indiana in year 1. They have running back Justice Ellison, who is a senior. 111 carries for 669 yards. That's a 6-yard average. And he has 9 rushing touchdowns. He also has 8 catches for 64 yards. And then running back Elijah Green, as a junior, has 26 carries for 186 yards, a 7.2 average, and 5 rushing touchdowns. At tight end, Zach Horton is a senior. 16 catches now for 141 yards, an 8.8 average, and 3 receiving touchdowns. They have 5, count them, 5 wide receivers with 271 yards receiving or more. Let's start with more. Let's start with Elijah Surratt, who is a junior. He has 37 catches for 649 yards. That's a 17.5 average per reception, and he has 5 touchdowns. Amar Cooper Jr. is a sophomore with 21 catches for 474 yards, a 22.6 average, and 4 touchdowns, and he has 1 carry for a 19-yard touchdown run. Miles Price is a senior. He has 28 catches for 361 yards, a 12.9 average, and 2 receiving touchdowns, 5 carries for 39 yards, and 1 receiving touchdown, or running touchdown, And then wide receiver Miles Cross is another senior, 25 catches, 289 yards, 11.6 average, and 3 receiving touchdowns. And then Keyshawn Williams is another senior, 21 catches for 271 yards, a 12.9 average per reception, and 4 receiving touchdowns. So this guy, Curtis Rourke, spreads it around to all of his playmakers. The play calling is balanced. It's going to be hard, especially versus for Michigan's defense, who is giving up 23 points per game, 345 yards per game, 236 passing yards per game, and 109 rushing yards per game. Michigan's defense has had its problems, and Michigan has 4 losses. The losses are to Texas and Oregon at home, Washington on the road, and Illinois on the road. All tough games to play while a new coach tries to figure out what he wants to do. Meanwhile, Indiana has destroyed everybody they've played, but everyone Indiana has beaten, so has at least 3 other teams. They have no wins versus a 3-loss or better opponent so far. So I expect Michigan's defensive line to play well. And in turn, it will give Michigan a chance on defense. Will Johnson and Jair Hill's status is very important in the secondary, but sometimes young minds learn better on the fly. Indiana's offense has been like the Detroit Lions, but they play their best defense they've played yet all season in Michigan. If Graham and Grant can stay fresh in the middle, it will go a long way for Michigan. But if the secondary can't cover the 6 great receivers that Rourke has, then it's a moot point. Linebackers Hausman and Barham have to read plays and get in position to disrupt plays in this game. And then the nation's active sack leader in his career could get home in Josiah Stewart to limit Indiana's offense. I don't know if this is the most important side of the ball for Michigan, or is it Michigan's offense going up against Indiana's defense? Now, Michigan's offense has been terrible, but I believe Michigan can win the line of scrimmage versus Indiana. The question is, who is at quarterback, and what is your philosophy for that quarterback? Michigan's offense is getting only 21 points per game, only 299 yards per game, 134 passing, 165 rushing. At quarterback, pick one. I wanted Orgy in the preseason, and I did until now. Davis Warren learned after his benching, and he was still risky. But Michigan has to stick with this guy and not interrupt his momentum and rhythm by bringing in Orgy. Davis Warren is a senior now. He is 73 of 112, which is a 65% completion percentage. Only a 6.5 average per completion and 5 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. But since his benching, he has a 3-0 touchdown to interception ratio in the last 2 games. Let's talk about Michigan's Lightning and Thunder at running back. Shades of Montgomery and Gibbs for the Lions. They're going to have to play that way. Kalel Mullings is the beast that softens a defense. He has 131 carries. For 710 yards. That's a 5.4 average per carry, and he has 7 rushing touchdowns. And then Donovan Edwards is the lightning that can strike any time if he finds the correct hole. 99 carries now for 467 yards, a 4.7 average, so that's getting better. 3 touchdowns. The Don is a great receiving threat as well, and he can pass the ball, so we'll see if there's ingenuity here by Michigan's coaching staff in this game. Michigan's third leading rusher, though, is Alex Orgy. He has 47 carries for 227 yards, a 4.8 average, and a rushing touchdown. Receiving the ball, it's Colston Loveland. Loveland has had a burden on his shoulders all season. He leads the team and no one else is close. Loveland has 49 catches already for 523 yards and 4 touchdowns. A wide receiver scored a touchdown last week, though. Actually, 2 of them did. It was Tyler Morris and Peyton O'Leary breaking through. But Samaj Morgan has the most catches of the receivers with 21. People like Kenrick Bell, Frederick Moore, and Ammo Walker need catches. I think Warren could provide that going forward this season. Too little, too late. We'll see for this Indiana game. All that's going up against Indiana's defense, who is only allowing 14 points per game, 261 yards per game. They're allowing 188 passing yards per game and 73 rushing yards per game is all. But that's versus garbage. Just because Michigan has no good wins too, so I'm kind of kidding there, but at least Michigan has played quality competition. Indiana's best win is at Michigan State because basically they blew them out 47-10, and Michigan State is one of the 4 lost teams that they beat, which was just last week. So, you know, they're ramping up here now. It's Michigan. They beat them by more than Michigan did when they played the week before. At home for Michigan, it was on the road for Indiana. Indiana has great players on defense. Of course, 3 of their top 5 tacklers are linebackers, just like most any other team in college, but they don't get sacks. They are more coverage guys like Walker and Fisher, who have 8 pass breakups between them. Mikhail Kamara is the sack artist for the team with 9.5 sacks and 34 tackles, but that's about it. And then, who is this? Amar Farrell has a sack and 36 tackles and 4 interceptions in the secondary for Indiana. So these are the 4 guys that we have to watch out for on offense. So I think Michigan's offense could punish this defense. I really do. In a Detroit Lions kind of a way. Run lightning and thunder. Play action off of that with Davis Warren. And that could work for, say, 34 points versus Indiana. I really do. If that's their philosophy. The question is, can Wink hold back a little bit on the aggressiveness on Michigan's defense? I know the secondary is limited, but give them a chance. My prediction in this game is Michigan pulls a huge upset on the road at Indiana. Yeah, I said that. I never thought I would ever say that. But Indiana's 9-0, ranked top 10. It would be a huge upset for Michigan. I think they win this game 34-24 and get back on track. And then I believe they have the bye and then Northwestern, and then it is Ohio State. But this win at Indiana would get Michigan bowl eligible maybe a game before others thought they could. There you go. That's my prediction. Michigan's going to win. Have a great day, everybody. Go Blue.